Thanks all attending my session. And my session topic is Microsoft List and its usage with Teams and Power Platform. So I will keep this session very simple, and I will discuss about Microsoft List and its usage with Teams and Power Platform. The scenario would be very limited, so I just try to keep myself within this list and Teams and Power Platform. All right. Okay. So my next slide. This is my profile. So my name is Shakir Majeed Khan, and my like my name short form is SMK. I'm working as a senior technical lead at Optus, which is a telco over here in Australia. As I said before, that I reside in Sydney, Australia. So I've been here like for more than 4 years now, and yeah, and I am a Microsoft certified expert and Microsoft certified trainer as well. And and recently I started, not recently, like 5 6 months ago, I started one YouTube channel which is SMK Geeky Speak. So I'm trying to put some stuff regarding the Power Platform and other and related technologies. So if you do get time to just check it out, my YouTube channel, and subscribe it if you want. And my Twitter handle is at MishSMK, so you can go and tweet me or follow me, or I'll follow you back as well. So it's kind of a win-win situation. And this is my site, shakirmajid.com, so you can visit my site. So I'm trying to I'm putting some blogs over there, and so you can follow my site, and then uh, you can add me on the LinkedIn as well. So LinkedIn, if you just type in Shakir Majid Khan over there, and then the first result would be my name. So yeah, so that's a bit about my side. All right. Okay. So let's see how the Microsoft list works. So as you can, so the Microsoft list is a Microsoft 365 app that helps you to track information and organize your work, which means that list is simple, smart, and flexible way so that you can stay top of your work, what matters to your team. So like if you want to share some information with your team, if you have some Excel data which you want to present in a more presentable way, with some views, with some conditional formatting, so you can use those. You can use the Microsoft list with that Microsoft list, and with just simple list. So Microsoft list, as you can see, as you have already know, that all the entire Office 365 is based on power user or the business user. So it doesn't mean like for creating the Microsoft list and the SharePoint list, so you require some developer to set up this one. So you can go, as if you are a power user or the business user, you can go directly to the Microsoft Office 365 and then just create Microsoft list right from there. So there is nothing like fancy, there's nothing very complex over there. You just go over there and then just create it. So there's nothing else. There's nothing like more complex, as I said before. And the most important thing is that they have built up some pretty cool ready-made templates, and you can use those template and you can use those template, and then those template can be, and based on the template you can have your whatever your requirement. You can use the template based on your requirement, and then it is not like just the template will be specific and you cannot build on top of the template. You can create multiple columns over there and put your logic on it. So like to start off, you can use that template, and then you can build your data and the data over there in the Microsoft list. Excuse me. And as we have this Microsoft Office 365, so and now the Office is like this, even this shape Microsoft list as well. So you can use this Microsoft list through the mobile application. So the mobile application is the best way to access your content if you want to go, and if you want to access your content regarding the Microsoft list in particular in this example. So you can go to Office 365 app, and there's an app as Microsoft list as well. So you can open the Microsoft list and see your app, see the Microsoft list, and then go into and then you can use the Microsoft list. All right. Okay. So let me just go to my second slide. Yeah. So as I've mentioned that the Microsoft list can be accessible through home, like to the Office 365 and to the mobile apps. So you can there like the multiple ways to access the Microsoft list. And the second point is you can create those Microsoft lists directly from Microsoft Teams. So you don't need to go to Office 365 homepage or mobile app if you are using the Teams, and so you can directly go to the Microsoft list and create the you can go to directly to Microsoft Teams and create the Microsoft list. And as I mentioned before, that you have a ready-made templates. So the ready-made template, the usefulness of ready-made template is that you can use directly. You can go, you can pick up any template which is available on the Microsoft list, and which close to your requirement, and then you just create that list based on the ready-made template. And it does have like the customizable view, so you have like the 3-4 views available, so you can use those views to show the content to the users, and then you can share the content with the other user. All right. Okay. So how like Microsoft list and the SharePoint list relates together? This is very interesting, and if you are coming from the SharePoint background, that SharePoint is a Microsoft. Sorry, yeah. So SharePoint is a premium product from Microsoft for like 2 decades now, and SharePoint has been like I think in majority of the organization, the intranet is based on the SharePoint, and the building blocks of the SharePoint is a SharePoint list. So everything which is there on the SharePoint almost is based on the Microsoft list. The underlying structure is based on the SharePoint list. So if you are using the document library, or if you're using the Microsoft, if you're using the document library, if you're using the page library, if you are using the image library, if you are using the form library inside the SharePoint, it's basically based on the on the SharePoint list. So the SharePoint list, as I've said, is a kind of a basic architecture is a basic base, like the base on the SharePoint. And so what Microsoft did, that it takes the SharePoint list and added some feature on top of the SharePoint list and presented as a Microsoft list. So if you see from the functionality point of view, it's the basis is the same. Like you have the same thing which is there on the Microsoft SharePoint list, but on top of the SharePoint list, you have some other features like the conditional formatting and etc. So you can use the and you can use the Microsoft list within the SharePoint site in the Office 365. So like if you go to your SharePoint site and click on new to create a new list, so it will give you an option to create like the SharePoint list or the blank list. So the blank list would contain the like the view of the Microsoft list, and if you go to the SharePoint list, it will give you the old SharePoint list. So as I see, like it's now just the Microsoft is now like rebranding the SharePoint list, and it would be a Microsoft list in like in future times, in a future time. So it would be like presented in a Microsoft list, in which like the idea would be like you can access the Microsoft, you can create the Microsoft list from the SharePoint, from the Office 365, from the three say from your mobile app and from your Teams as well, and it works synchronously across the platform. So that's that's a good thing. Like I had a discussion with my management, and they were trying to sort out like some information at their end. And when I presented this Microsoft list, they were saying, yeah, that's what we are looking for. So if you see from the business point of view, like the user who wants to create those information, who wants to maintain those information at their end, so they can just go over there and create the list. It's quite easy, and it doesn't require any IT pros and IT support. So it is there. They can manage those list, and have a play around on top of it. All right. Okay. So. Uh, a Microsoft list and Power Platform. So as I mentioned that the Microsoft list is based on the SharePoint list. So whatever you can do from the SharePoint as a data source within your Power Platform, you can use the same thing for the Microsoft list as well. So as I mentioned that the Microsoft list is based on the SharePoint list on the architecture level. So whatever you build on top of the Microsoft list, so you can access through the Power Platform. So it's quite easy if you see if you think from that point of view that everything which is being created within the Microsoft list does have the SharePoint root on the back. And if you go to the SharePoint, if you go to the Microsoft list and its setting, you can see the interface of the SharePoint. So that's so that's so that's a kind of overview on it. So what I will do, I will present a demo. So I will create a new channel within my team. So this would be my a test tenant, or kind of my dev tenant, and I will create a channel over there. Then I'll create a list. Then I create then I will just pop up some data into it, and then fill some and just give you some background on it, like how to put the conditional formatting, and then we try to have one Power Automate which kicks in when item updated on, like when item added into the Microsoft list, and then we will put some logic on it, and then trigger it, like send an email to the user. So this would be my overall scenario. So let me just share my screen. Just give me a second, 1 minute. And what I do that, let me just share my another screen. Yep. So this is my Teams web version for my dev tenant. So as I'm presenting the Teams on this for this session, so I'm just open this web version of my dev tenant. So you can see like I've created, I have like multiple teams, so multiple teams over here, team over here. So what I will do, I will create a new team, um, create a team from the scratch. I will select from the scratch and public. Just make it as a, and I'll just say Microsoft 365 California. Yeah. So Microsoft 365 California, create. Oh. Nice one, thank you. All right, I'll just skip it for a moment now. Okay, so this is my my channel over here, Microsoft 365 California, and this is the one. What I'll do that I'll create a new tab with Microsoft list. So you can see a list is coming up over here. I can select this list, and then it would give me now. It will give. Yep, it will give me few options. So create a list. So I'll just say create a list, and so these are the templates, the ready-made templates to start off. So let's suppose if I have some requirement which based on which closely which close to some of these templates. So I just select this template and then use this one. So what I'll just do that I'll just pick this one, Microsoft Work Progress Tracker, and I'll use this use template. And use tracker, I can choose the icon over here as well. So I let me choose the tracker rocket and click on the create. All right, okay, and so this is the Microsoft list created within the Teams, and if you see like it's quite it basically resemble to the SharePoint list. So if you see like the shape Microsoft over here, this thing. Okay, so what I'll do that I'll show you how to create the Microsoft list from the Office 365 homepage and from the SharePoint list, and then we can like from the SharePoint, and then we go back to the over here in the Teams, and then we just build up from here. So I'll just say like I'll click on this one, three dots, and open in SharePoint. So what it does, so what Teams does that whenever you create a new team within the Teams new channel, so it will create a new site collections site collection within the as per the name you set it up, and the list name would be the same. So as you can see, like uh, the the layout over here is a bit different from the layout over here. So like it's open this the same exact list which is over in the Microsoft list, but it's open it as a SharePoint. So it is a SharePoint list, as I mentioned there, the behind the scene it's a SharePoint list. So it's open in the SharePoint list. So, and if I just go to my office.com and so over here you can see list icon over there on the left hand side. So if you click on the list, so you have this list, and it will show you the same kind of a same layout. So, like if you see, it shows me all my recent lists created. So if you see, like there's a work progress tracker, and there are the couple of other one as well. So I can choose the like if I know that if I've created the any previous one, so I can select this one, and if it is not there, so I can select the like if it is not there, I can go into the all the my other list as well. And if I in order to create a new list, so I click on the new list button, and and then I do have like these all these options: blank list, from existing list, and from Excel, and then choose the template which I shown you before as well. So like these are the like almost three places. Or if you try to like create from the mobile app, so you can go to the mobile app and create the Microsoft list. So these are the like the three places. uh, so how you can create the Microsoft list. So I'll go back to my Teams, and let's just populate some data over here. So I'll open in a grid view. So I'll just let me take an example. Say it's a planning, and progress is in progress, priority is high, and start date would be 23rd, and end date would be end date would be 29, and assigned to would be me, and it's yep and notes would be please close it as soon as possible. And then I can like I can create another one. um, so, so I just copy paste the other one, and I just say development, and I'll just follow this waterfall approach. So I will say design, and design, and not started, and so yep. And let me just engineering. So I'll just move this one, design, remove the design as well, engineering, and I'll move the planning as well. And see, let's, all right, and pick this one and pick some values. All right, okay, so that's how um I can pick up the fill the values, and as you can see, like it just give me a fantastic way of representing my values as a planning. So you can see the planning as as a calendar icon, design is a thumbs up, and the engineering would have something else as well. Yes, engineering has some like the kind of trackers, and in the progress it gives me like the different coding color coding with my progress. So I can have like these progress as well, and the priority as well. So priority would be, I can set the priority, and by choosing something, and yeah. So as you can see, like there are a couple of multi-select, there are a couple of single value selection as well, single value selection, and it gives like once you are building up, it gives you like as a power user, it give you like the more power that okay I can do it, and the business user like takes on the whole set of whole set of capability that okay, yeah, whole set of power that okay, I can build up this thing based on my requirement. I don't require some help from the IT. So this is how it builds. So what I do that I just exit this thing, exit, exit. All right, so let me just go back and come back again. Hopefully it should save my values, my items. All right, okay, it's taking a bit of time. Yes, so as you can see, now I'm out of now I'm out of the grid view, and I have these like the values items over here. And now if I want to just play around with some formatting and for put some conditional formatting as well, so let's just do it. And so format current view, so I can format the current view as alternative styling, and I can have a conditional formatting as well. So just put it as first as automatic, like this one as a alternative styling. So you can see like there's a one is a gray, and one is a gray, and one is a white background, and another one is a gray. So I have like the different layout as well, so I can choose the gallery layout, so it will give you a kind of card structure. So I have these structures, so I can edit the card, so I won't go into this one, so I'll just play around with the list, which is quite appealing to me. And this is the list. All right, so let's say that I want to conditional format, and I want to uh, shows show some like the highlight the a row based on the value. So let's just say that okay, can do the condition formatting, and add a rule. So what I rule that progress. So let's say progress, and if the progress is equal to completed, so I'll just mark it as green. Okay, so let me just click on the save button, and I'll change the okay, and let me just edit this one, and So as you can see, it shows me the into the green. So um, the good part is that if you see from the from this point of view, that if someone is if you want to highlight some value, like if you have a big structure of your data, and if you want to highlight that, okay, this is very important, or this is past, or this is like currently going on, so you can like pick some colors and then put into the conditional formatting, so you have like the really cool layout of your data, and then it could be presentable to your business users, or to the you or to the colleagues you want to share with the where share this this Microsoft list. And I can like put another condition as well, that okay, if it is not started, so do something. If it is in a design, so do something. So let's just put some another one as well. So what I will do in this case, that I will choose the category, and I will say if it contains engineering, so choose some red color. So okay, so it is like it is, and if so if it is a completed, and if it is in the and if it is in the engineering, so it will show this red color. So what I will do, that I will choose this the same thing as the planning, and as you can see that straight away, that it shows me this color. So like if we have a different like the if you have like a very complex logic, so you have like the multiple and or if sorry and or okay, like if this value of this, and if this value of this, and if you want to combine together and show into this and show into the different color coding, so you can use this if and if, and put your logic into it, and then represent it with the color format, so which is very good. And as I said before, that's for me just kind of a very fantastic way to display your uh, data. All right. Okay, so let me just save this thing, and so I will close this thing, and what I will do, that let's create a Power Automate. So what we will consider, that if some values inserted into this Microsoft list, so I will check at my end that what is the values, and based on some condition I will trigger a email to the user. All right. So what I will do, that I will go to my I will open into the SharePoint, so it's already open over here. So you can see like what I'm doing over there in the SharePoint in the Microsoft list. It's open into the SharePoint as well, and it just gives me the same kind of view into the SharePoint, which is fantastic. So you doesn't require to update open the Microsoft Teams and work on it. So you can directly work on the SharePoint and start building up, and then in the data itself will like it's a real time, and it will be displayed on all on across the app, like in the Microsoft list and the share Microsoft team, and uh, into your mobile app as well. Sorry. Okay, so let me go to and create a Power Automate, and let me just say create a flow. See your all flows. So I it take me to the Power Automate. All right. Okay. Cloud flows. So yeah, so Microsoft recently renamed this flow names. So let me just go and say automated cloud flows. So what it will do, that it will be automated based on the trigger. So our trigger would be like whenever a new item created within the SharePoint list or the Microsoft list, it will create a new it will process this these information and sends an email to the user. Okay, So I say, as I've said, that this based on the like the Microsoft is based on the SharePoint. So I can use this when an item is created. So while when an item is created and then say 365 California. Yep. Let me just take out this small c, and yeah, I think we are good to go now. And I need to provide the site URL, so I'll just copy this URL from here and put it here. Should pick up noise. I'll put the custom value, and it will pick up my list, whatever the list I've created. So this is a work progress tracker. I select this one, and what I do that I will say if the if the value is like if it is in the critical, if the recently like the newly created item container contains a critical progress, so I will send an email to the user that okay, you need to speed up and you need to work on it. So yeah. And so what I will do, I will put a condition over here and say condition that I think let me just go back and see which is this one. So progress priority. I think there's let me just see. Sorry, I just forget it. I did this one and see not this one. Yeah, so I will just check the priority if it is critical. So we will send an email that okay, this is a critical and you need to speed up or you will face some consequences. All right, okay, so equal to is equal to critical. So let me just not this one, sorry. Critical and yep, so just pick up everything. So if you can see like over here, it's pick up everything from the SharePoint list and shows you all these columns and the related field as well, which is quite fantastic. Like Microsoft Power Automate and like the whole sort of Microsoft Power Platform is fantastic. It's really good. All right, so back to Overflow, and so what I will do that I'll send an email, send email. Send an email notification. So I'll just say I'll send it to assign to email and say please start working, and what I do that's and I'll just put up the title, the item title, and say please start working. And I think I can put another logic over here because I got like 5 minutes more, so I can put a more complex. I'll just say and if it is not priority is critical, and if it is not completed, so if it is like if it is not started, it is not completed, so we just say we'll say okay, no, you need to work on it. So progress, that's a progress, right? Yep. And progress is completed. All right, okay, so not equal to completed, and send an email. All right, okay, so save it. Once we save it, and it should send me an email once I create a new item with these which falls into this condition. So it should send me an email that I need to work on. So uh, I will just open my Outlook over here so that I can see the email. And yep. So over here, let me just cancel this one, and I'll go into my Teams, so which is the where I started my work. So I'll just on new item, and yeah, so I'll just say new item and say development and say development, and category would be engineering, and it is not started, and priority is very critical. Okay, so this is this is kind of the condition we wants to trigger the not even the trigger the workflow, which goes into this if and should send me an email. Okay, so let me just put my name because I only remember my name in this tenant. All right, so save it and see. Yep, and I'll go back to my flow and see. All right, okay, got it. So let's see. It will take some time to trigger because that's the first one, so it takes some time. Some like 1 or 2 minutes. Let's see. So this is I'm almost at the end of my example. So this is once it is up and running. So that's my all right. Okay. So it just succeeded, and see how does it work. So condition it's through to the condition true, and it sent an email to me. So I should receive an email. Uh, yep. So I have received this email. Please start working development. So this is the title of my list, and this is again. This is the body of what I have mentioned over here, and this is the body, and this is the subject. This is the title. So just using some basic Microsoft list and Teams and Power Platform, so you can have your whole application automated, up and running, and which require, again, as I mentioned, which doesn't require any power IT pro or the developers to come and help them. No, they can do it. So which is kind of like we need to, as a developer, which I what I think that I need to step up my game and learn many things, because as these things which are coming up, and which is quite simple and easy to do, and which is business user oriented. So that's a kind of like the scary thing scary thing for me. But again, like, this is the power of technology, and if you see from the power of a Microsoft 365, which is excellent, and it gives a whole organization to use of Microsoft 365 with limited knowledge of the application they are using. So it's um, just like everything, which is like you can use, and then you can have your whole problem or whole working into your my Office 365, and then you can automate with the Power Automate. All right, so I made it till in 45 minutes, which is quite good. And let me just pop up my last slide. Let me share my another screen. So yep, so thank you guys, thanks a lot. Thank you for attending my session, and if you have any question, because I wasn't seeing my the chat window. So let me see if there is any question.
Yeah, there are a couple of questions. So please, yeah, if you see them there, if you don't see them, let me know. I can read them out to you. Hey, big thank you, though. Very cool session. I really appreciate you joining us here. And I know I'm speaking for everyone else, too. Thank you. We all could applause if we could.
All right.
Do you see the questions, though, in the chat? They're not really quite kind of questions. They're a question and more of a comment.
Yeah. So it's look like it doesn't require a trigger like the item being changed. No, you can put the item being changed as well. So if you do have like a couple of minutes, I can show you.
Yeah.
So as I've created this new one, so I can my flows. So new one. So basically, as I mentioned, that it's based on the SharePoint. So as when I've created this the previous flow based on this when an item is created. So Hamzi. Sorry, if I'm not pronouncing the name correctly. Frederick Hamzi. So when an item is created, so I use this one. So if you want to use as a modified one, so you can use this created or modified. So you can use this one trigger as well. So whatever the trigger you have into the SharePoint with respect to the Power Automate, so you can use the same trigger for your Microsoft list. So which is quite cool because as behind the scenes is a SharePoint list. Will it check all items in the list for this condition or does it? So you can yes. So based on like what based on how you want to. Okay, sorry, you can't see your screen. Sorry. Oh man.
We're seeing the thank you screen.
Yeah. Sorry, oh man. Sorry, oh man. Okay, let me share my screen again. Okay, so if you can see my screen, Hermes. So yeah, let me go back again. So what I was saying, right? When I created this flow, so I used when an item is created. So if you want to see like if when an item is when if you want to trigger it when an item is created or modified, so you can use this one when an item is created or modified. So created and modify every time when it is modified or created, this will trigger. So based on your requirement that if let's suppose that if your data is being updated very so often, so you don't want to trigger it again and again. So you just say, okay, I will trigger it. Like you can put the schedule as well. So I'm one of the uh, yeah, well, again with from the harm is that will it check all the item in the list? So if you want to check the all item into the list, so you can put a schedule flow as well, so you can schedule it. So you say, let me just do it, test and quickly and just say repeat every day. So what you do, you will repeat every day, and you can loop it into the list and get SharePoint list. I'll just close this one. So if you want to check I have all the items like let us suppose that if you want to check it every day or after every hour or whatever, so as I've pick up the schedule, so you can do the same thing and SharePoint. So let me just do this one quickly and yes. So just give me 1 minute, Hamis. So let me just do this one. Yeah, get items. So what I will do, get items, and so it will pick up all the items. So yep, enter custom, and then and it should pick this one, and you can pick this get items, and then loop. I think there is one. Oh, okay. Mm, So you can like you can loop into this one and see like if it is yeah, okay, let me just put up a condition over here and see like condition and say if it is values this thing. So choose something else. So you can, okay, so let me just one thing, priority value, and yeah. So what it does, it will loop to entire all the items within this flow and check this and check the value based on it. So check the value as I mentioned, that's critical, whatever. So it will loop every all the items, and then whatever you want to do into this, if yes or no, so you can do it. So it will run as per schedule, and then all the stuff. And then yeah, so the last bit is the schedule is nice because then you can have a condition per critical and then due date today or something else. Yes, so yes, that's right. So you can put up the schedule and put up as a, it is today, if the date is today, and put all those condition, and then you can use the schedule if you want to process all the items. So that's it from my side. I think that's I have answered all the questions which is there, and yeah, thanks all. Thank you for attending my session. It's been a wonderful. Thanks, Eric. It's a fantastic that you are conducting this this online event, which is quite good.